everyone, welcome back to Stella Rose Bella, where I talk about the latest Asian drama, music shows, and artists. Today I want to talk about my first impressions of周生如故, One and Only, and let's get into it. So this drama is called 周生如故, and the English title is One and Only. It is adapted from a novel called 一生一世美人谷 by 墨宝非宝. And good news is that the author of this book is the scriptwriter of the drama. So this story, actually the original, the novel itself, a lot of people are fans of the novel. And this story actually has a historical time period, which is like the character's past life, and the contemporary period, which is like their like next life. So that is the story. And apparently in the original, the historical period, like that's part of that story, is actually not much in the book. So it's really interesting that the author is the writer of the script this time. That means the author gets to sort of like add more into the story of the historical period. I guess, I don't know, because this part of the story is 24 episodes long. And then supposedly, rumor has it, is that after the end of this, like the last episode of this part of the story, not long after, like probably the next day, September 9th, the contemporary period part of this story will air. That's that. The leads of the drama are Bai Lu, who plays Cui Shiyi, Ren Jialun, and Zhou Shengchen. And Cui Shiyi, she is a daughter of the Cui's family. And something happened when she was around 10 that led her to not like speaking ever until she met her teacher, who is Zhou Shengchen. So Zhou Shengchen is the king's brother. On the day of his brother's funeral, he made I guess you can say he swore, basically. He said that he will not get married ever or have any children. So these rumors of him like wanting to take over the throne will not exist and everything. And he will always forever be on the border, like protecting the border. So he will not ever come back to the city ever again. So that is the deal. So that is how it happened. And Cui Shiyi becomes his disciple because her uncle like sort of forced him to take this niece of his as his disciple. So that is how they become disciple and the teacher. Also, Cui Shiyi, before she was even born, her family already made a marriage arrangement with the prince Taizi. So everyone knows, even I know, I never read the novel, but I already know that the ending of the historical period for these two characters, Cui Shiyi and Zhou Shengchen, is not a good ending. It's a sad ending. And basically, the gist of the story is that these two characters, they fall in love, and the male lead, Zhou Shengchen, is framed by people who just don't want him to be there anymore. He's framed for saying that like he wants to take over the throne, or like he has a big like major effect on the throne, or something, just like not loyal and everything. But he's not that type of character, and he basically dies because of that. And not long after he dies, like around like 4 days after he passes away, Cui Shiyi, like she also passes away wearing a wedding dress. So that's all I can tell you about the gist of the story. The drama, the cinematography is so beautiful. I really have to give props to them. There's so many like scenes, like for example when in the first episode when you see Zhou Shengchen comes in, this angle of like this tilted angle and like sort of like close shot, but also like a wide shot of him. It's so like cinematic, and I was like, wow, this is so beautiful. But there are also like wide shots of certain scenes. It's very like when Cui Shiyi like is actually in the snow, like holding the umbrella, and there's this like wide it's so beautiful, like the snow is like falling and she's like walking and it's like a wide shot, and I was like, what? And then it's just like, I have to say, like the way of like the angles and everything of like certain scenes is very cinematic. It's so beautiful, I have to say that. And then in terms of like color in this drama so far, I've watched up to episode 9. The color in this drama, it's not that dark. It's not, you don't see this like reddish type of like add color into the drama. Like this like, there's no this like grainy feel, I guess. I don't know how else to explain it, but that's how I feel about the colors. It's very bright. Even if there's like dark scenes, it's not like really, really dark. It's like normal color. That's all I could, that's how I can explain that to you. And I was like, wow, it's like very, very beautiful. So I give props to them, and especially because like their characters is like winter, and then they have like this like 不是毛衣，叫什么? I forgot the name of it, but it's like what they have to wear like over them, around them. It's like, oh, their cape, I guess, in a sense. And Zhou Shen has to take off the cape, and he like puts it like over, like swerves it, and it's so beautiful, and it's like white, and it's like from the top and the camera, and you see it. It's so beautiful. I just like love it. And then secondly, the stunt choreographer. Woo! I have to say, I have to give props to Ren Jialun, because like there are scenes where like he has to like bend like all the way down and then like go back up. I was like, what? I know he dances and everything. I don't know if I can't do that. You like get back up? No way, I can't do that. And then like it's like so beautifully done, and like it's so beautiful, and I was like, oh my god. It was so good. So I give props to them. So that is what I love about the drama. Like everything, like in terms of like how they like shot the film, I mean the drama and everything. I was like, oh my god, that's so amazing. So these two characters, they fall in love. So Cui Shiyi, I feel like for her, this character, she probably fell in love with her, with Zhou Shengcheng, the first time she ever like saw her, the first time when she saw him in person, when he like 打鼓 的时候. So probably that's when she like sort of like fell in love with him, and she didn't really understand it at that time, but she was like, wow, this is amazing and it's so beautiful. As for Zhou Shengcheng started to like have feelings for her was when she was in the 床书楼, where she wrote this passage on the wall. Basically, she said that, oh, I heard from my mom that this passage is about a female and a male, and like how they like, you know, 情投意合. It's sort of like they have sort of like the same feelings or everything, and like they like each other, and like they love each other. You know, she used the heart later, you know, I'm just gonna use heart, okay, heart and everything. And at that moment, you see Zhou Shenchen like swallow. He's like, okay, yeah, okay. But I feel like these little things, like the audience can tell that their relationship between these two people are very different compared to like how their relationship is with like other characters in the story. But I feel like one part of their sort of like their change or their vibe of the relationship totally shows how they feel for each other is when Cui Shiyi, she got drunk, and he carried her back to the room, and she just like grabbed Zhou Shengcheng, and she's like, how come I never got the 捷报, and like how come like I can't like go where you are, like why? I don't understand this. And then she also talked about like if like Shifu dies, like what's gonna happen, like where or whatever. And then he told her, he's like, if I die wherever it is, I'll just be buried there and don't come find me. At that moment, it sort of shows that Cui Shi, like that's her nickname 11, actually like likes her teacher. On the other hand, Zhou Shenchen, because after like he left the room after, and he asked his fellow soldiers like, oh, like do you all have like wives or kids? And then they're like, no, we don't, because like we're scared that like one day when we pass away like on the field, you know like we don't want to like you know 辜负人家. So like they're like, no, we don't, because we're just scared, you know, that day happens. And I feel like after that sort of shows already that he, you know, I don't know, I feel like that's already telling the audience like, okay, Zhou Shenchen also likes Cui Shi as well. That's how I feel about it, about that scene. So I don't know how y'all feel about it. The relationship of these two characters, I really like it because like they're like 喜欢, like them liking each other. It's not that obvious in the very beginning, but then later it's like very, very, very obvious. And I like that. But I also feel like even though there are these sweet moments, because I know the ending of these two characters for this part of like the story, it's like it's a little sad vibes to it every time there's a sweet moment to them. I love the drama a lot, as you can tell. This is not my first time watching Bai Lu and Ren Jialun, their work, and even in historical dramas. They've done a lot of historical dramas. And I really love that this story has a historical period and also a contemporary period. But I'm really most happy about is that there's no like deity or anything like that involved, because there has been too many like deity type of dramas where it's like, oh, this is your like past life and like you've been like together for however many lifetimes, like 10 lifetimes, and then you meet again. And I was like, no, I don't want that type of story. This time these two people are normal like human beings. They don't have like powers, which I'm really, really happy about. So that's what I love about this drama. It's about two normal people who, like humans, that don't have like, you know, powers. But I know, because I know this drama, there's gonna be a lot of sad parts, like moments to it. I'm gonna enjoy the sweet moments while I see that on the drama. I'm gonna cry a lot when there's gonna be like those sad moments. And everyone knows, as I've been looking online, the lines that are in the drama that are also in the book, some of them, there's like really like 经典 ones. It's one that Zhou Shenchen left for Shi, 臣此一生不负天下为夫十一, along those lines. And that line really gets me really sad, like, because he basically said that he didn't do anything wrong, like, to the world, to anything, like, but to Shi Yi, like, he feels like he did something to her. Basically, they couldn't be together. And that's one thing. And I don't know, every time when I think about that line, I cry. Because you can tell that these two characters really, really, really love each other. They're deep, like, love story. And I think also the reason why I love this story is because, I don't know, I think, like, it's sort of similar to, like, if you watch Chen Qingling, 魏无羡, it's sort of like people say like, oh, he's this type of person, he's the bad person. Shenchen, for Zhou Shenchen, he's also like being put into this like name where he's like, oh, like this person is like not loyal to this the court and everything like that, and like you have to like end him and everything. I was like, what the heck? So that like unjust, like I was like, no, this character is so loyal and he doesn't want anything to do with the court or the throne or anything like that. Why would you? It like gets me so mad. So maybe that's part of the reason like this, like I'm like, oh. So that's probably one of the reasons why. And I think it's because I really love their relationship. It's like really like slow and like really cute and really like not that obvious. So that's one part of it. And also because I already know the ending to these two characters, I was like, okay, I need the contemporary one like super fast before I get really mad. So that's why I probably was like, okay, I know there's gonna be like a sweet like more sweet moments in the contemporary. I was like, okay. One thing that I found out, so every time when these dramas before they are like aired, the network or ITE or every company that like does like dramas like platforms, they have like this presentation meeting, and that's what I think it's called in English. I don't really know, but the presentation meeting, and Bai Lu and Ren Jialun said that they actually shot the contemporary one part of the story first, then they shot the historical like part of the story. So I was like, what? Because I feel like if they did it the other way, then it would have made more sense to them to the contemporary one, because they said that there's a lot of things that's in the contemporary one that's like connected back to the historical part. So they're like, okay, because they haven't filmed the historical part, they had to like imagine and think about like the historical part when those things happened. But I feel like because the author of the book is the writer, like the script writer this time, they could ask the author so many things, because it's like basically her work, so she can help them in terms of like getting into character like in those certain moments. Let me know what y'all think of the drama so far. What are your favorite moments? What do you think of the two characters? So yeah, and I will see you next time. Bye bye!